episode of the Deep Seated Podcast.
2017.
For 2017.
Yeah.
That was sounding like it was going to be the last episode ever or something.
Could be like, but
wait a minute,
you
what?
just kind of started. You already gave up?
For this year, fam.
Son.
For this year. We definitely got some big plans for next year, so we're getting this shit started.
Yeah, man. When did we... I don't even remember when we started. Do you remember when we started? It was September? Was it in the summer?
I think so. I could find out the exact date. I probably should, just so that we could like have it for anniversaries.
Or maybe it was October.
Man, when was that?
Because I remember it was a bit, and then Halloween, because Stranger Things and stuff came out then.
Turn that volume down. Yeah. Which I really want to rewatch. It's already at that point where I want to rewatch season 1.
Oh, season 1, yeah.
Yeah. It's been a while.
Yeah, I haven't watched it in a minute.
Oh, okay. It's removed off of there now, so I'd have to check our actual YouTube. Which, speaking of our YouTube, if you're not subscribed to our YouTube page yet, you probably should.
Shameless plug.
Yeah. If you're one of those people like myself where you really enjoy watching podcasts, because like we bring up a lot of like dumb clips and videos and things like that, but I mean, I know that audio is most people's jams, but as I work from home and I got like multiple computers open, I just leave one open on the side for the background movement, and then when like those dumb clips come up, I'm like, oh, I want to see that. Yeah,
it's funny, right? Then you always get them like, for the people that aren't watching, we're watching, like, and they always describe it. It's not the same.
No, definitely not. Yeah. I mean, I guess we could start off with some of the stupid clips that I just brought up here that was beginning of a couple podcasts ago. We ended up talking about soap shoes, and then I ended up talking about it again the next one because
just randomly
the way the universe works vlogger that I watched is like, oh yes, I've got these soap shoes. So then it popped up again, and like I don't know if it was where I heard about this, but you remember Healy's the shoes. Yes, unfortunately.
It was like the new Razor scooter at the time. Remember like how crazy like it was, just like I
had a fucking Razor
everywhere.
Scooter, the fucking JD scooter or JD Razors or whatever the hell they were. But yeah, so I found out that for a small period in time, Soap Shoes had a collaboration with Healy's.
Like the actual brand?
The actual brand. So for anybody that doesn't know, Healy's were these shoes that had like a little
roller,
like
on the
roller
heel.
Skate wheel in the heel of the shoe, so you could run and then like roll on the back of your heel. I'm sure you've all seen.
Okay, wait, but so I've actually never like held one and inspected it. So the wheel must have gone like inside, and then you could probably unlock it to drop it, right? Because I remember people would walk.
They had hang on a second here.
Because you couldn't just walk. Like, and then because you'd be like tippy toe almost.
Yeah, you pretty much were. So here is the Healy right here. Yeah, no, this is just a regular Healy, bro. They didn't have retractable wheels or nothing. They just like.
Are you sure it didn't like sit flush? Like it was always.
Yeah, look at this. A little pop down action. I'm pretty positive that they because like kids would just walk around on the base of their feet, and then you rock back on the heel.
God,
it'll roll around.
That'd be so weird. Like
yeah. Well, because the whole thing I think is that when you're walking, you're putting pressure on this front 80% of the shoe and the rubber wheel at the same time. So the wheel's not going to roll until you lean back enough and don't get that pressure off the front of the tread. Some engineer was like, oh, I got the...
Yeah, right. It's science, right?
Yeah.
He's like,
it's only going to be like the worst thing ever for your calves and Achilles while you're walking.
Oh, yeah. Your cat. Yeah, for sure. Calves.
You know, like you're like doing this weird tensing shit up to make sure you don't start rolling and shit. So anyways, that's the basics of Healy. The Healy lesson for anybody that doesn't know what they are. Right. Ooh, the double Healy. So they started messing around with ideas and shit.
Look how fat that shoe is, dude.
So crazy.
Hey, like.
So then, let me before I bring up the video, I'll look up the imagery of this one. Soap Healy. So basically, soap.
Let's see the blueprint schematic of this.
Man. So look, they had the big soap freaking bar in the middle of them.
God.
With the wheel at the back, so you could roll around. Your little Healy.
The first one that you clicked on, it looks like a shoe you'd buy from like Mark's Work Warehouse, right? For like warehouse work, you know?
Yeah,
like
for sure.
Those generic looking like steel toes.
Yeah, they actually had a steel toed Healy for warehousing. I'm kidding.
Oh.
I'm kidding. Do you want to get around your warehouse faster?
Fuck,
do you want to be efficient and stylish? Yeah, fucking.
I actually wouldn't have been surprised.
I know, right? Like literally.
Look at all of these.
Oh my god! So
even like
there is videos on YouTube.
Jeez.
I'm not going to put the music on in the background of this one because I don't know what it is.
So it's fucking rollerblading.
Exactly.
That's what it is.
Yes, with running. Oh my god! I know, with running.
The guy did, and then he ran like the last second to get the extra like over the gap. Action. Oh Jesus!
So it's like it's the most training wheels version of rollerblading.
Yeah.
It's so awkward
because you could bitch out and then just go on your tippy toes to like not commit. Yeah,
right. Oh man!
Holy shit!
Oh god! Oh shit!
Yo, backwards! Yo, flexing!
Oh my god!
The subtle flex of the backwards cone,
dude, man, unreal! This guy's got all the steam.
I love the yellow lace, like
right.
Killer bees on the swarm on that one.
But then it's got the matching yellow fucking soap brick in the middle.
And then he had the fucking the yellow buckle on the black helmet.
Steez. White kid Steez. Fucking that shit's
white kid Steez.
Yeah, bro. Dude, man.
Yo, flat bars.
Yeah,
those homemade flat bars. Adjustable.
I had the homemade fucking box with PVC bars that I made. Fucking I was just about to bring up that like that white boy Steez.
Oh my god.
That I had the fucking I have a photo of me in like the corduroy below the knee super baggy cargo shorts like with my aggressive inline blades fucking doing like I don't remember the name of the grind but like some front side fucking grind on my fruit boots and I'm just like full white boy Steez just like 90s white boy like so bad like boy. Oh man it's hilarious. I love
Damn, I didn't know you had a pair of those rollerblades.
I still got them.
Really?
They'll probably still fit me if you want to go fucking do some extreme shit.
Can I? Extreme.
I definitely should bust those out for fucking I should definitely bust those out for a video.
Yeah,
like go hit the park or some shit.
Well, even just like to show people. Again, like I've seen them on people, but I've never actually like.
Dude, the fucked up thing is the ones that I bought were like Darth Vader boots. They were so large for some reason. Like they were just like. What do you mean? Oh man, here let me.
Like they went up high.
They were so wide, like just so big and beefy. I don't know why.
But they fit you. Like they fit your foot fine. Yeah, it's exactly. Just like this style.
What was it? RB Deluxe. Aggressive inline.
Aggressive.
Oh, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to find. Was that it? No, that's pretty close. No, those were the fucking. Man, looking at photos of this shit already is just like brings back.
Well, look
memories.
At the one photo over. Look how big.
This one?
No, the one that you below.
This one?
No, sorry, below one and this then one? Over one.
This one.
That one.
Oh, jeez.
Look at the size of the wheels on that.
Oh my god, that shit's crazy.
Dude, you're like high up.
Yeah, that's like probably like the speed skating shit. Is that? That's pretty close to the ones that I had.
Those are small wheels.
Oh yeah, no, they had super tiny wheels.
Those are like old skate wheels, hey? Like when you're riding like 49 millimeter.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. Well, because they always had, you'd have to have the tiniest wheels possible so that you could have this little grind plate in the middle, and then also it just fucking keep you a lower center of gravity to the ground. That shit was fun, man. It just got so fucking boring because like literally like as far as grinds went, you'd put your one foot on.
You're so limited, right?
And then you'd be like, oh, I can put my foot like this. Like this, like this, like this, like this, like this, like this. Okay, now this, like this, like and then you just basically
whatever you can do at the front, then you switch it.
Yeah. And then it was just basically.
Is there a switch?
Yes.
Stance?
Well, like it would be fake.
Your back foot.
Well, yeah, they did have certain things like that. There was like weird little.
There's no nollie though.
No, there's not.
It's just the fakie you go backwards.
Yeah, there's just fakie, and then the way you approach a ledge, like front side, back side.
Yeah. I guess it's only fakie. There isn't really switch. Then.
Yeah, I don't really think there would be switch. I don't remember anything like that. Oh, dude, is those the ones there, but just in a different color? I just remember being. That's pretty close. But they were tanks, man. I'm gonna have to look those up.
I'm imagining them being like really heavy.
They were really heavy, dude. So heavy. Because like a big part about it too is like there's like
heavy plastic,
super heavy plastic. They need to be durable, but then they also like were like it's almost like a snowboard boot where they were like ankle protection, like crazy, right? Because that's all you're landing on.
Yeah.
Oh man,
I remember. I never had these, but having like rollerblades, like as like a kid, like really little. I always remember that being a main thing that would always fucking hurt is like right above your ankles, like that pressure point.
Yeah.
And same with
it's like hockey skates.
Yeah, ice skates. Like I never had my own, but when you would go like ice skating, like as a kid, you'd rent them, and they're like, "Fuck, man, my ankles would."
Oh, dude, well, because that
be
shit
so
too.
Sore, and you're only like skating for like an hour.
The worst thing about rented skates, because with hockey skates in general, they were such a thick leather that you were supposed to wear and sweat and have that leather mold to your foot, right? So that foot had now, I mean, that shoe had now been molded and fucking sweating by everybody and their grandma, literally.
Yeah.
So then you put it on your shoe and it's or your foot, and it's just like just like punching your foot in all these random areas, and you're just like, no.
It's like the padding's worn down in weird spots. You just feel like the hard plastic. Yeah. And it's just like,
and then it's cold, so it's like extra hard and like fucking dude.
Just no bueno all around.
No bueno
all around. Yeah.
Fucking just that like quick looking at like the pictures of aggressive inline there. Oh, it just triggered my like. It happens to me with anything that I get into. Obviously, like I love but like obviously I love collecting things is what I was going to get into. Yeah. So anytime I get into something, I like
you get into it.
I get into it, and I love the researching the like what each kind of company's approach to it is and shit.
It's half the fun,
dude, for sure, right? Like, and it's that new feeling of like finding out
like what's shit. This shit goes so deep. I didn't even know, and I just I just started researching it.
Yeah, fucking exactly, man. Yeah, it's fucking cool, man. So fucking we went on some Tangent City there from fucking Healy soap shoes to that, but that's like it's fucking
what were you gonna say about the nostalgia thing though? Looking at the
I just remember looking at that and like from like when I was young and first got into aggressive inline because of a fucking, you're gonna hate me for saying this, a homie from Australia who was from New Zealand when we lived in Australia.
We need like a pop-up thing. Like,
I know.
Australia.
This is when we need fucking our young Jamie or fucking somebody with a soundboard just repeating what I'm saying. So I'm just like, okay, we'll talk about that again. God damn it. But he was into aggressive inline, and like it was just like watching him fucking, I mean, he was like actual fit dude made for fucking rollerblading, so he'd just be doing like chucking crazy himself off stair sets, doing like 360s and 540s down like 8 sets and shit, and I'm just like
540s,
landing and fakie,
even 360, like, but 540s,
so you're doing like, he's like doing 540s landing like fakie down like an 8 set and shit, and I'm just like,
that's fucking scary, dude.
And then I'm just like, exactly,
like, you get fucking owned. Like, what was it, the beginning of was it RDS FSU? Remember that video?
What happens in it?
The intro, it has like homie rollerblading, and he's like, they're filming him. He's going up to the set, and doesn't it's either you see the clip, he jumps down the set and gets owned, or he jumps over a bar and clips his feet.
Right,
it's one of those. I can't remember.
Okay, I do remember that one though.
And then like
rollerblade bails are, I think, some of the worst.
Dude.
Like, I mean, as far as pain goes, I think BMX, because you have like a 30-pound
if you get
piece
like
of metal
entangled, like,
oh, dude, because like with like skateboarding, it sucks, but you can kick it out. You kick your board out, hope for the best. It's not gonna fucking credit card you or some other shit. It sucks. It's really bad. But on rollerblading, you like land, and if you don't land the right way, like that shit's attached to you, and you're fucking, you know what I mean? It shoots out. You don't have feet to land on. So it's just like this weird fucking, that's why you like see everybody smash their head so hard. But then with BMX, it's like, well, it's not so bad anymore. They have 7-pound bikes.
They're all fucking bad in their own ways.
We could go into like the hull of meat of each and just be like, oh, this one sucks. Then show this video of the other one. You're like, oh. But like, I just remember fucking the videos. Like I say, they're not bad anymore. Like they have like 7-pound BMXs, but I'm like old bales.
7 pounds?
Yeah, they're only like 7 pounds now. Yeah,
dude. Yeah, when BMXing like action sports was huge, like.
Yeah, I took pride in mine was younger. Like 45 pounds.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I remember they were fucking, dude, like, around there.
Because everything was, how beefy can you make it? I had a fucking 1/4 inch.
And like, you're trying to like bunny hop. Like, I remember I was like, I couldn't.
I was like,
how the fuck did people
how
like?
Would I have been?
And like the fact that people could do like tail whips and shit. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Like this thing is so fucking.
So like
large.
I was 15 or 16 years old riding around on like a 45-pound bike. That's like.
What'd you have? Like.
I had the fucking no. I had a fucking GT.
Haro did the Dave Mirra line, right? Yeah.
Yeah, fuck. I had GT. What the hell was the name? GT Performer. Fucking. It was like a flatland bike. The guy sold me the wrong bike.
Oh really?
Yeah, I was a chubby little fucking kid. Like I mean, it was more like a street
flatland tricks.
Yeah, it was like a flatland street kind of bike where like I should have
ride
bought
on your handlebars and you like spin around on your wheels and shit.
Yeah. Where you're basically being a ballerina on your bike and spinning
like
around on the back tire and shit. Yeah. And like that's not what I wasn't built for that kind of shit. At least you sold me a goddamn dirt jumping bike. But anyways, it was the old school way of like, oh, these are what we have in stock. We need to get rid of this one.
Where'd you go? Like the Watershed?
No, that was Rocky Cycle. Yeah. But like, man, I just remember watching videos and that's why I was so afraid of it. Because when you would see the bail section of fucking skate or BMX videos and these guys bailing with almost 50-pound bikes.
Even skate videos, they would show some bike clips.
Yeah. Like, and when the bike even just hits the ground beside him and doesn't even hit him, you're like, like that's 50 pounds of metal. Just like, and it was like back when you had metal pegs. So they would spark when you would grind concrete ledges and shit. And so it was like when the bike would bail beside him, sparks are shooting out and shit. You're just like, what the fuck? Like,
yeah, man, it's a dangerous mix.
Well, I still have a dent in my ass from landing on my peg after bailing off of the 7 set out behind Strawberry Hill.
Oh, yeah. The one that leads up to Earl's.
Yeah. Did that on my fucking bike. I landed it and then fucking
fell off.
Yeah, when I hit the curb after, my fucking tire did one of these, flew off the thing, got tangled in the bike, ass landed on the peg, and I was Charlie horse for 2 weeks.
People probably, I could see people having like a lot of calf, like basically what you're saying with your ass.
Yeah.
Like having those indents in the back of your calves from pegs, like you know, like when your handlebars do that, and then if you're just like whoop, like into right, where you just have
all
this
those
nice
weird little fucking injuries, man, from like any of the extreme sports. Each one has all their own weird loop outs where like the ones in skateboarding, the 1 in a million
chance,
like, where like the board randomly always flies up and hits the dude in the face or some shit.
Oh yeah, you hit the bottom, just fucking just like right boom, or like people get it in their teeth. I remember at Andy Park one day, I wasn't there, but when I was like super into skating, that was just like you would just go to the skate park. That was the hangout. Like you wouldn't even phone your friends. You would just go there and you would just wait for them to show up. Or you would go and then they would already be there, right? You're just like, you'd be there all fucking day.
Yeah.
And sometimes you would go and then you'd go back home, chill, and then you would come back for like round 2 sessions, you know?
Yeah, go home, get a little lunch action, come back, see what else is going on.
Watch a video, skate video, and then go back. I remember I was home, my friend phoned me, and he was like, oh my God, bro. He's like, you're not going to believe what just happened. I was like, what? And he's like, this kid went to go do a pop shove it off of, you know those ledges along like the red railing that's facing the Boys and Girls Club.
Yeah.
Right. So you could skate off of the ledges as well. It's kind of maybe a little bit higher than this table, right? He tried to pop shove it off of it, and like I don't know, like I wasn't there, like I said, but just 1 in a million the way this worked out. This kid tried to pop shove it, and he like kicked out weird, so his board went up in the rocket position, right? And he was like going forward. So basically imagine this is your board, and he fell into it like this. So it went in his teeth, and it like pushed a bunch of his teeth in. And then he fell like in the push-up position, right? So it fucked up a bunch of his teeth, like pushed them in.
Leave like wood in his teeth and shit, probably.
Like my friend phoned me and he was like, yo, can I come over? He's like, I can't skate anymore. Like it just like everyone that saw us like it fucked your day up, right? Like just so gross. And then I remember another day, this super young kid, like maybe around 8 or something.
So funny on the outside though.
This kid, like remember like the fucking like fun box with the ledges, and then
then
right after it was the little A-frame one. It had the little A-frame ledge and then the little hump. This kid was rolling over it, hit a rock and fucking flew forward, dude. And I was there.
The bane of skating's existence.
I was there for this one because he hit the rock and so everyone at the park looked over, right? Because you can hear it, right? And then you're like, oh, and you look over and this kid just like Superman bail, and he hit his chin on the ground and slid, and like we only saw the back of him, right? So he slid that way, and we were like, ooh, right? And then the kid gets up and he's like, my teeth. And he knocked his 2 front teeth out. And then he was like freaking out because he was like, my dad's going to be so pissed. That's why he was like, he wasn't even mad that he lost his teeth. He's like, my dad's going to kill me.
Yeah.
And
that's the legitimate worry.
Dude, we went over and we looked at it. And you know when you would hit a rock and you could see the line, right? And then the rock would still be there. It wasn't like we thought it was the rock. It was his tooth. It was where his tooth hit the ground and then grinded down and then broke off.
Yeah.
So, and his tooth was still there.
That's so fucking crazy.
It was so fucking gross, dude.
And you're just like, so gnarly.
And it's the shit that, like I said, how it ruins your day.
And
you're just
like, chilling shit.
And you're just like, oh, and then you're just like, is that gonna happen to me now? Like,
that's the one
you don't even think about it.
For weeks after, whenever you try to do something, that's in the
it'll just
hit your head.
You'll roll up and then boom, it'll pop in your head. And you're like, oh, you fucking bitch out of
shit. You're like smiling and you're like,
yeah.
You're just like, so when you're trying to trick, you're like trying to protect your teeth and shit.
Like,
you know,
like I'm gonna go buy a mouth guard now to skate with.
I have like weird thoughts like that when I was doing shit in my wood shop, sometimes using the grinding wheel or like the polishing wheel. It would
shoot up into your face.
Yeah, and when it would shoot one of the plugs, like I wasn't used to using the polishing wheel, right? And it's going at 3,500 RPM, and then it would shoot the piece of wood that would go ding ding ding. So I'd be sitting here like going, ding ding ding, and I'd be like,
yeah.
Oh like, God! Like just
I wouldn't have been able to dodge that, right?
That's dude, literally thinking about one of those fucking like county fair games that has a clown and you're shooting at his fucking teeth, and then his teeth are like, I'm just like, no.
Oh, fuck, dude.
So like, fuck, that's just real, man. Fucking your teeth ain't gonna just hang out if you're grinding along your face along the pavement.
Yeah, no. Oh, so man. Cringe,
dude. Fucking, I won't tell you where this was, but when I was skating, when I was younger, in Australia, my best friend down the street, fucking, we had a ramp out front, and we were just trying, like, it was a kick jump meant for BMXs.
Oh, so just like the launch.
Yeah, just like the big old kicker, fucking, and yeah, and fucking. So you're not going to do this well, at least they were doing it on the flat. I wasn't doing it on the flat because I'm a fucking pussy. And I was a little fat kid. And so we were doing it on the grass to try like ridiculous tricks.
Oh, yeah.
You know, when you just like kick the board.
It's like your foam pit is into the grass.
Right? Exactly, right?
I'm not going to get hurt.
So my fucking homie Jason, whose house it was, he had like his board was like.
Is this the same dude that was doing like the inline skating too?
No, this is a different guy. This is a Australian born guy who I still even talk to actually the day, who's a fucking artist, and he's killing it and shit. And his board was like square tailed at this point, you know, when it's just, and then razor finned.
Oh yeah.
So he went and he was doing for like triple kickflips or some shit like that.
I was gonna say, yeah,
and it dude. Yeah, and then what's coming.
Like, no,
dude, so yeah.
Oh
my God, no! And we all just watched it slow mo happen as he fucking credit cards himself on the razor board, and he just fell to the ground. I've never seen somebody like so much nut pain.
Oh God!
And he went inside. I think he was pissing blood, and fucking I think he ruptured the nutsack.
Oh
yeah,
seriously?
Yeah.
Oh my God!
And fucking like he was just for like weeks.
What
was
a
just
fucking nightmare!
Like just like in just nut hell,
dude.
It was so bad.
I wonder,
like pulling slivers out of your bag, like
I wonder, like what if you actually like rupture like one of your balls?
Yeah, like chop it in half or some shit.
Like or like squish it too much, like. how just like the repercussion of that and like the seriousness of it
and the fucked up thing,
the funniness aside.
Yeah. Oh,
I mean?
Yeah.
When you're like, oh fuck, like what the fuck did I just do? Like
we've all been in
go to the hospital and you're
portions
like,
of the internet where we shouldn't be, and we end up finding out that there's dudes that actually like that shit.
Oh, is that like the Pain Olympics
like
shit?
Well, just like the fact that like there's like dudes getting like kicked in the balls and shit, and like getting their nuts stomped on by chicks in high heels and shit, and you're just like, what? Like, isn't that good? Aren't they gonna just haven't you ever?
Where there's the people like where it's like the jackass dudes where they do it because they're like, okay, just fucking do it because they want you know, the people to watch it and be like, look what I did, because they think it's funny. And then I think more of what you're saying when the dudes are like
oh
they,
yeah,
they get like this the
gets
kinky,
them off.
Yeah,
that shit's so fucked up. Like
how does that,
I mean, again, like I guess like how do you
to be, you know?
Yeah, exactly, dude. You just got
like,
kicked in the nuts way too many times as a kid or some shit. Like
when you had a fucking hard on and you're like,
I
like that combo. Like,
or just like it's somehow like, oh man, it's so weird. Or it's just like the weird shit where you like you find out about like girls who become strippers or even become like prostitutes or something like that because of something that happened to them when they were younger. So they're trying to now get power over the situation. So like it's like this weird thing where like this kid,
I'm not gonna let it break me down.
So now all of a sudden like this dude's just like, I'm gonna fucking own getting my nuts smashed. Or it's like, what?
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good on that one. Fucking thanks, man. Fucking but speaking of fucked up things, man, like the fact that like
speaking of fucked up
I'm trying to tangent away from that one. It's just like fucking talking about nut smashing, that's not my forte. But it's just a simple fact of like, how quick did this year go? What the fuck was that? Like,
yeah, like summer doesn't feel that long. Like to me, summer feels closer than Halloween was.
Yeah, that I know what you're saying, and that weird feeling. Like
I don't really remember September, October. Like I only really remember Stranger Things because that came out during Halloween.
Yeah.
And then November kind of floated by too. And then it's like birthday, Christmas, and then New Year's. And then you're like
2018
cool.
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
So fucked up, man. Yeah. But like I'm just trying to think back, like just like of what things I really did and what I remembered and shit like that. And like
was there anything like, was there stuff that you wanted to do that you did in 2017?
Yes.
Like whether it was like power moves or like going somewhere and like actively like doing something. Like,
I think it's like it's literally like, the both. It's the big power move of going somewhere and changing shit, which is this place. Fucking moved into here.
Was that this year?
That was this year. That was only 7 months
March?
Ago. June.
So
it's the beginning of summer.
Why did I have March in my head? Was March when they like
March was the proposed proposed idea, and then it was like just fucking dragged on. Dude, it was only June? On. Yeah.
Whoa, it feels fucking longer.
Yeah, right? So that's where I have to kind of remind myself of the amount of stuff that I've actually been able to get accomplished since
how many videos have you done? Like being here. I think that's why it seems like it's been longer because you've been doing.
Well, I've ramped up what I've always wanted to do, which was like take my shit seriously and fucking like make the videos that I want to do, put out a podcast, work on you know what I mean? Like get back to the creative aspect of shit again, where it's like, where would it be moved in? Because this shit's still moving day. So I've made a lot of videos.
Shit, yeah, man.
So what is that? That's 6 across the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times 6. What's 9 times 6 again? 48. No, 50.
You got it?
Yeah, it's 48.
54?
Yeah, 54. I was like, 48? One more? Yeah, so fucking 54 videos.
Since you've been here.
Yeah, it's not enough.
But, I mean, think about that, dude.
It's
6 months.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Was it the end of June? Probably the end.
Beginning of June.
Or was it beginning?
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah. So it's kind of, like I say though, it's been pushing.
Dude, shit for 6 months. That's a fuck ton of videos.
Yeah. True. I see. I have to stand back and I don't think about it in that sense because like I always hold the stick so high.
That's just videos on top of everything else.
Yeah,
done,
yeah.
Dude, that's
so while running.
I think that's why this year's gone by so fast. Like, look at just like that alone.
Oh, dude,
how much you've done, right?
Well, I just treat everything like I'm treating every day like it's actually a thing now. You know what I mean? Rather than just like mulling through what has to get done and then being like, oh, there's another week.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, well, today's day. You know,
what are you doing today?
You can do stuff and organize your day. And so like even like I've just been trying to get up a lot earlier and stuff lately just because like there's so much that I want to get done that it's just like, you know, it's hard. But yeah, like that's definitely been my big one for 2017 was just the regroup to get to where I want to be, which was on my own in a fucking place where I'm finally comfortable to get back my creative and just kind of like pursue what actually feels right. Because like, you know, only getting fucking older, just turned 31, time's not moving any fucking slower. So it's just like, all right, I'm gonna make this shit happen. I'm gonna just do it. Fuck it, like balls to the wall.
Just gotta jump in, man.
Yeah, exactly. So it's been fucking hard, but it's just been a lot of figuring that out and then going from there, which has been dope. So fucking
just because you're putting the groundwork, right? So it's it's always hard, but before you know it, like right now, you look back and you're like, holy shit, look how much I've done in 6 months. It's like you kind of just go into like autopilot where you're like, you know what needs to get done.
For true, yeah.
And you're just doing it.
Well, one that like was even kind of tripped me out was like I put out a fucking video yesterday. It hasn't even been fucking 24 hours and it's like 260 something views and like I've already gotten like, what is it? Like almost 15 subscribers. No. Yeah. Like 15 subscribers in less than 24 hours or something shit like that. And I'm just like, oh, people are starting to actually see my shit. That's dope. Like, you know, like it's a weird feeling because it's now that I've been doing it for so long because I enjoy it.
It's a snowball, right?
You know, I just keep putting shit out that I don't think about the fact that it's been so many or that people are like, more people are seeing it. You know what I mean? I'm just like, yo, I like making this shit and I'm trying to make each one better for like an audience, but like I don't see the audience or whatever, you know what I mean? So it's like this weird like disconnect. It's weird. You just see numbers. You're like,
right.
You know,
numbers on a spreadsheet.
But that's what's been dope with like the feedback and stuff through like the comments section and Twitter and Instagram and shit like that. You actually get to interact with people where it's it's
mostly like it's well received, right?
Yeah. It's been fucking great. Like I've met like all of the best people that I talk to nowadays are all fucking randomly from around the world and shit. It's nobody locally, man. Really, besides you, you're like my only like local homie that's like, well, I'll even just say like inspiring in that sense where it's like, oh, somebody's actually creating some shit, doing something. Like like we're all grinding towards something, but like you're putting out that like you're finding that outlet that like.
You figure it out.
Yeah.
Go, right? It's like you're not quite there, but
yeah, when you still look at everybody else that's like in the grind, they're going, I don't know.
They have nothing. Yeah.
They're going, I don't fucking know. So we might as well go, I don't know. Might
as well be grinding too, but then trying to do something as well. Like I couldn't imagine just working that job where it's like, but then, I mean, you could give a fuck about that job.
For true.
Whether you're there or not, that job's gonna exist still, right? So
yeah,
it's like why not?
Maybe even like 5 more years, it's gonna exist by robots. You know what I mean? Like
quite possibly
most jobs.
Well, I mean, thankfully, like I switched into something else.
Yeah.
Where my previous job at that company,
the obsolescence is there.
Already is done by robots. In like different locations.
Yeah. Well, it's just a matter of time.
So.
But like,
I'm
why
safe
not?
For now. But until Tesla comes over and like
But under that guise though of like realizing that we don't live forever, our jobs might not be here forever. Yeah. All this stuff, like there's literally all these things of going like, you know, like your teeth don't last forever. Well, all these things, you know, like
dude, I remember like when we were younger, and then you would have these big companies where people would work there forever. It's like when kind of automation wasn't close to the level, obviously, that it's at now. But when it even started, I remember my neighbor her dad worked for Ball. And it's that company that makes, like, when you look at like your Pepsi cans and shit, it's like the Ball logo. They make the cans and. I mean, I don't know what else they made. That was my understanding. Yeah. That's how he explained it to me when I was like, whenever I was like, oh, so what do you do being a kid? And he was like, they would always drink fucking pop at this house, man. They'd always have pop. But I remember he rotated the can. He was like, this company, Ball? He's like, yeah, I worked there. He's like, we make all the cans and shit. I was like, oh. He worked there for like 20 something years. Like 25 plus. And then I was friends with them. Like, this was like the house I would go and hang out with every day after school. Like, right. And even before school, because we went to school together, me and this girl.
I had a house like that too, where I would spend most of my time.
Like, neighbors. Back when you didn't phone, you would you go to their house. Remember how I was saying you would just knock on their door? You're like, oh,
well, it was even part of like the latchkey fucking kid system too, where it was like, we're not gonna be home. Go to fucking Susie's. Yeah. You know what I mean?
That was like straight up. That was my friend Amy's house was just like that, and yeah, I remember they moved eventually when I was a teenager, and then finding out a couple years later that he got just fucking laid off. Like,
right.
Just like out of nowhere, they were like, boom. He's like around, I think it was around 25 years. Like, boom. And then I was like, what?
Yeah, it's crazy. You don't know, man.
I was like, that's nuts. And then now I think...
Oh, that comfy rug you're standing on?
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
And then I think now actually he went into like nursing or something.
Right.
But like as like
that would have taken some time to figure out.
Someone that's like mid 40s, he went into.
Well, because like as like I say with that rug, it's just like, okay, go use those skills that you just learned to get a job.
Yeah.
In what field?
Yeah, exactly.
What? I only have skills in this one area. That's all I've done for the last 25 years. What the fuck do you mean?
Yeah.
So now I got to go to square one from like another job or try to find something in the same firm, which already just showed me its planned obsolescence by firing me because it's now done by what?
Yeah. And I mean, like, I
just wasted 25 years.
Yeah.
Like
I don't know the reason why. Like,
your brain would just start being like, okay, so is this my doing? Is this fault? What if I like? Could you even imagine what you would start questioning yourself after the amount of time
that like putting that many fucking years into a company? And then
because at least with like grinding towards like your own shit.
That's what I'm saying is like, if you're gonna do that, is like, then do something as well. Like, so then imagine you were doing so say you work at that company for 25 years, but for the 25 years on the side, now you know how to fucking, you're like a wizard with woodworking. Yeah. You know what I mean? And then this shit gets taken away, and then you're like, well, I know how to fucking make shit. Like, maybe I should fucking start making shit and selling it. Like, you know what I mean? So like, this shit gets taken away. You got this still.
Oh, dude.
You know?
Dude, it's crazy. Like, if I thought about the amount of time that I dedicated, like not wholeheartedly, but like my time that was just straight up wake up, go to work for somebody else, something that I hated during my most creative periods in my life. Mm-hmm. If I would have taken that time and actually applied it towards the things that I had wanted to do, which was even like YouTube in the early days. I've had my channel for 10 years. Like, shit, eh? Yeah, it's actually been that long now where I have videos that are 10 years old.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And it's just like, if I would have been able to like know in my brain that like you can, because I was still in like that box when we were younger that where it's like, you need to have a fucking blah blah blah, you need to have this, you need to have that, this is how things are done. And then now we grow up where something simple as a YouTuber can make 10 times what you ever even thought was possible, in the best job that you thought you could never even get. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like the random shit. Like I remember a couple years ago when like this is gonna sound it's gonna sound like a segue, but it fits into what you're saying.
Yeah,
but I remember when like twerking and shit was huge.
Yeah.
Like would pop up on like IG and like just whatever on the internet.
Yeah.
I remember hearing about like this younger chick was a teacher.
Yeah.
And then she quit.
Yeah.
Because she like was getting so popular just from like this twerking video, and then she just like became somebody who just twerked.
Yeah.
And she's just like, okay, school system, like,
peace.
I'm out.
Yeah. Cause like I think wasn't even that.
And you're like, I was like, what? I was like, she was a teacher, dude. And she's just like, now she's just chilling.
I think this year has been one of the like, best years for proving that kind of stuff. Like Backpack Kid. The fucking kid, like he does that like weird ass little fucking like you know Backpack Kid, right? He's I
don't know if I do.
He was
Do I want to know who Backpack Kid is? There's people probably listening like pulling their hair out. How the fuck do you not know who Backpack Kid is?
He was on
just because I walk by shit like this all day, people. Yeah. That's why I don't let this.
Well, he's where this awkward dance came from.
Oh God,
it's so awkward. And like this is Katy Perry who ended up bringing him out because she was like trying to embrace the meme, and like it got so awkward. But anyways, the simple fact is that this kid was. So
this is just like the Damn Daniel Kid.
Yeah, essentially, where he just like was just making videos that entertained himself at home on like fucking I think it was Vine or some shit at first, and then it blew up. Where now he just like. That's what he does. He just gets like fucking like he's like has his own backpack brand. He like gets put in videos. Like he started like that whole fucking awkward dance thing. Everybody does it now. Like the same with like it's a fucking Millie Rock now. Like it's a fucking dab. It's the Backpack Kid dance. So it's just literally like if you can just find like be your fucking self.
But you know what's funny though is like. He's like the one out of whatever that it works out for.
Yeah.
But you ever see the videos or clips of people that like they try and it's like you're just it's
cringe.
Yeah.
They're trying so has hard. The best
it's
thing
like I remember seeing these videos. You ever seen the videos of like where people like pour shit on themselves like in bathtubs?
Yeah.
And like they're like jump into a giant bathtub full of cheese balls. Yeah.
And it's usually because they saw somebody do it.
They're so over the top and energetic, and you're watching it, and you're just like, dude, like you're trying so fucking hard, and like all their videos are just so.
Dude, so fucking like H3H3 when they watch crazy cringy videos like that, they get their cringe suits on, so they'll go get like these hazmat suits with like you know like the blind people glasses, like they'll get those on and like sometimes welding masks and shit, and they're like cringe alert, and they're like I can't watch it.
Welding
like,
mask, you know what that made me think of? You ever see like those like visors that people wear to block out the sun?
Yes, yeah.
It's mainly like in the Asian community, you know, like out in Richmond, you see it,
and they get more intense because sometimes it's
like welding masks.
It's a gray visor, longer gray visor, or green visor, longer green visor with the tilt.
Yeah, and then
there's the one that they just do it. It's like
that's what I'm saying.
Like fucking it's Judge Dredd mask. It's just
where it's like you just see like. The bottom of their chin.
Damn, they're just going for it on that one, man. Like
I was always just like, it's the green one, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so what is with that? That's like the classic plain poker like smoking hat. Like what the fuck is that for?
Is it like the same reason why beer bottles are green so that they don't fucking the sun doesn't?
I was gonna say, is it to block out like the lights like where they're playing or something?
I think it's just a 70s thing.
Like, how did that become?
I think that was just one of those things where it was like when you, because dude, I watched
because that's like the kit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you think of a poker player, so like that fucking hat, like smoking something.
Of that, exactly that outfit. I just watched Fear and Loathing Las Vegas again last night, and that is the hat and the thing that he wears with his yellow tinted sunglasses. And still, what an amazing movie!
So fucked.
Makes me feel all kinds of ways. Like there's like you go through a ride of emotions watching
and
that
then
fucking film.
The shit with Benicio del Toro. He's in that, right?
Oh, is that who plays his fucking attorney?
Looks up.
I'm
pretty sure I'm thinking of that.
Terrible with names.
I'm pretty sure I'm thinking Benicio.
Cause his fucking like his attorney in that film is such a piece of shit that like he's so well acted that it's just like you hate his walking.
This fucking
his attorney.
Yeah,
that's who I'm talking about. He plays the greasiest slime ball that you're like.
He's good at that slime ball shit though.
Good at it. He's so fucking good at it.
Yeah, he kills it.
Dude, he plays so fucking like the best. Drugged out, like having spasm attacks and shit, and then like he'll cut back to scenes where he's like back in his like office and like he's like perfectly done up and he's like, oh hey,
he's really convincing at being so like convincing. Just like in general as a really good actor. And he's super underrated, but he's really good at being convincing when he's fucked up or like he's not, but he's really convincing when he's like You think he is, you know what I mean?
That movie, the visuals in it, like it's just it takes you for such a trip that you're like you never know what's real, what's thought up, what's dreaming, what's a trip, what's.
I'd have to watch it again because I've only seen it once, so it's like I have a faint.
Yeah.
Like I just like I can picture certain scenes. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Dude, that's one of those really weird ones too. Where I remember watching it when I was younger, and it like fucking like was just weirded me the fuck out because it was again the fucking Benicio del Toro character is so abrasive.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he's wielding.
I've never experienced or like met someone like that. So
high
just,
as fuck over the top, wielding hunting knives in fucking Hunter S. Thompson's face and shit, and like threatening to like rape this fucking like younger girl, and then like realize like catching himself like in the tracks because he's like high as fuck, and like just like he's just off the rails.
I remember him being like a really strange character,
crazy piece of shit, but like. Yeah, so convincing. What a fucking movie though. Yeah. Goddamn. And like I was just I had mentioned this to my friend the other day that it was like the difference of how the quality and things usually lies within TV shows nowadays, whereas movies don't seem to have the substance as much anymore. It seems to be where it was like it used to be the other way around, whereas like TVs were kind
like
of
the seriousness or like the impact.
Yeah. Whereas like movies used to be this big fucking crazy
movie magic,
thing.
man.
Dude, man.
How many times I gotta say it?
I've been watching a lot of old. Well, I mean, I always watch generally like older movies, but I've been watching a lot more lately. Just even
the
in
old like original. Okay, like with movies that were so good when like like when I grew up watching movies. That was a time when like shit was new. Shit would come out for the first time. You get like the first of something. There hasn't been anything like that.
No.
And you're like, holy fuck, what a good idea for a movie, right? But now you get like they'll do prequels or they'll do sequels or they'll redo old movies. Because they know
it's a like, sure dollar, man.
Or you watch a movie and it plays off of, you're like, oh, like how many times are they going to do a zombie movie, for example? You know what I mean? Like where it's a similar theme, so played out, right? So like nowadays, there's like so few movies where I'm like blown away.
Right.
And like probably the last movie that like I honestly didn't even really hear about till it came out. And then I didn't watch it for a little while and I watched it and I was like, holy fuck, it was that Ex Machina movie.
I still haven't seen it.
Dude. Yeah. That's like on my list of favorite movies. It's so fucking good. And
I'll have to remember that then, yeah.
It's insane. I'm not going to say anything about it. Amazing.
But every once in a while, one of these ones comes along, and they do it right.
Yeah, and the actors that are in it, like there's like two main guys, and if you've seen Star Wars, they're in it. So it's the guy that plays Poe Dameron. I'm
not familiar with. My brain doesn't hold on to too much from the new ones.
The fighter pilot, the main dude, like in Episode 7.
Oh, he's like the old
BB-8.
Oh yeah, okay, no, I don't. Like I say, my brain doesn't hold on to anything from the new ones.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I forget his name, but him, and then there's this red-haired guy.
Okay.
Because I was like, watched Ex Machina a bunch of times, and then when Episode 7 came out, it's like you're introduced to that Poe Dameron character, and I was like, oh shit, that's the guy from Ex Machina. I was like, sick. And then like as the movie kept going, and then the other homie was in it too, and I was like, yo, that's fucking sick.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I've simply found that like it seems like that larger effort can go into TV shows nowadays because like I think it's the smaller budget. Well, it's not necessarily harder. Yeah, it's the smaller budget needed per movie if you treat each episode as a movie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Whereas like,
well, when you look at something like don't really watch Game of Thrones, but
yeah, I never got into
their budget is stupid.
Yeah, now it is
because it's like 1 point something mil an episode.
Well, because everything becomes a business again, where it's that you have to go for that surefire money making, like which is the pretty cool
design. Yeah, graphics.
Whereas with a lot of these shows or anything of that nature, when it gets drawn out into a long period in time, with most of it being computer generated, you have all of it already backlogged into the computer that now you can just rearrange, create new scenes with a little bit of story behind. Like, you know what I mean? 60% of your work's already done. All of your investment's already there. Yeah. So it's like, even like with movies, it's the surefire way of doing prequels, doing fucking things that you know are going to sell, the superhero franchise crossover madness, where you're not necessarily taking gambles anymore because you're like, oh, last movie we did this much and it made
explosions
this much,
and bright colors, and
so it's interesting. Like I haven't had those connections with movies at all as of late. Like,
one of like the most impactful movies that I watched again over the holidays is I watched the original Alien.
Oh yeah, yeah,
dude,
crazy.
Dude.
Well, again, that's the shit that's done so well.
Like, imagine when that shit came out, it was like, what, 78 or something?
Let's find out.
Right? So when that shit came out, like, you're like, what is this? Like, nothing like that has been made before, right?
What does it say? 79.
79, yeah.
May 25th, 1979. Crazy, dude.
But that movie is so good.
Oh, dude.
Insane. And the amount of, like, the practical effects and the sets.
You can't cut corners on any of that shit.
Like, watching it, and you're just like, dude, the amount of work that went into it.
Somebody built that.
Like, the whole thing, so it's like they're on the ship, right? Yeah. And it's just like these hallways that are interconnecting like a spider web.
Yeah.
It was actually a giant set that they built. Yeah. And then, so the actors would actually get like claustrophobia because
of course
there's only one entrance and one exit because it was like a real thing,
that shit, man.
Right? And
it
also
leads into the actual atmosphere of the fucking film of the actors.
Yeah. Then they're like, yo, this really is like a closed off thing, like as if you are in space. But,
and then like so a lot of times too, the directors will even play mind games within that shit.
Okay, so one thing which was sick, I didn't find out till like when I was way younger after watching it. But I don't know if you know the scene where the alien bursts out of that guy's chest.
Right.
So you remember the whole thing, right? He gets the face hugger.
Yeah.
And then they're like trying to get it off of him.
I can't not think about Spaceballs every single time. Like, hello, my
honey. And then the guy wakes up.
Right.
After it's gone, he's still out. And then he wakes up and they're like, yo, you need to come check out this guy, right? And so they go check on him and he's fine. He's like awake. He's like, he seems normal. But they don't know that he's got the thing inside him, right?
The baby inside him.
And then he's like, then they have a meal and they're sitting down eating, right? And they're like laughing and shit. Then out of nowhere, he's kind of like starts coughing and he's like starts having a seizure and he's like laid out on the table. But the scene where it bursts out of his chest, they kept that a secret from the actors. Did you know that?
Yeah. I remember just hearing that a little while ago.
Yeah. So when you watch the movie. And he's like freaking out and shit. They're trying to hold him down. And then when the thing starts bursting out of his chest, if you look at the actors, they legit don't know what the fuck's going on because they kept that a secret. Yeah. They didn't tell them that it was going to burst out of his chest. So when you watch it and you look at their reactions, that's 100% genuine. Yeah. When they're like, everyone just kind of stands back and they're like, what the fuck is going on right now? Like,
there's almost, and then you can almost even see like a bit of like actors' intuition in like a couple of them, like kind of like,
they play along.
Yeah. Well, because at a certain point when you see a little alien thing pop out, you're like, okay, now keep playing off this emotion that they just brought out of me. But that was a lot of that other shit. So now when you're like you're in a green suit, you're not even in armor anymore. You're not even in armor anymore. The green suit, green background, not even holding a gun. You're holding like a green block. Like a lot of times they don't even have that. You're just like so they're doing this.
A stick with those capture balls on it.
Yeah, I'm fucking. It's like, come on, how convincing? That's not even convincing for the actor. So it's like, I don't know. It's so hard to be fucking. I mean, I'm super old school with all the practical effects. I always will be, but like,
because you can't beat it. It's timeless. It's like
it's so hard to be
when you have something that's real that's there. It's like
yeah. And there's a time and place for it.
Like, you know, like you said, the actors can react with it.
Dude, just even something simple. I put on the original Spider-Man the other night when I was doing some editing.
Like Tobey Maguire?
Yeah, Tobey Maguire. Because I watched Amazing Spider-Man right before that, which was fucking... I still think one of my favorite Spider-Man movies is The Amazing Spider-Man. With... I forget his name.
Yeah.
You know the one I'm talking about, yeah. Where it's like... you know, it's not the super cheesy Tobey Maguire one. It's not the super young fucking
like
Homecoming
the original Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire was good.
Yeah, it was great.
The second one was okay. The third one, I pretend it doesn't exist. The like when he goes like all emo with the fucking symbiote suit and like that dance thing he does.
Oh my god!
And the cat. You want to talk about cringe?
Fucking just like expect Jesus. Like that scene to be cut in with like Lil Uzi's fucking shoulder swag, like. But like seriously though, then they had fucking not Eric Foreman as Venom. Excuse me.
I like that actor though. Have you ever seen that?
Yeah, I love that actor too, but not as Venom.
Dude, the new Venom. Do you know?
I've heard bits, but I haven't looked into it. So
you don't know who's playing the new Venom?
No.
I'm just the casting on that.
Okay, good. Actually, I think I might have seen a photo of that.
Tom Hardy. I think that's his name. The guy from like Mad Max, the newer one.
Oh yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
That dude.
Yeah, that'd be fucking great. Great. That'd be great.
Yeah.
That's the kind of proper casting you should do for a character.
It was like casting is so important. Like
oh my god.
When they did the live action Grinch, Jim Carrey, I was like,
yeah.
Killed it.
Perfect.
Killed it.
Yeah, like you honestly probably couldn't have done this movie without Jim Carrey.
No. And man, they fucked up so bad with The Cat in the Hat. Did you ever watch that? Fucking Mike Myers played him.
I don't think I ever watched the full thing.
Jesus,
I've seen bits,
dude.
And I remember it being pretty.
He's
bad.
just like short, stocky Cat in the Hat, and I'm like,
nope,
no, dude,
nope.
Did you ever look at the book?
Nope. Dr. Seuss.
I was like, they should have got Jim Carrey to be Cat in the Hat.
They probably were like wanted to. I bet.
Well, what does it matter, dude? He's in a suit. You can't tell.
I know.
It's like fucking what's his name that plays Captain America?
Oh.
And he was fucking Johnny Flame, like Torch from Fantastic Four. And you're like, you can't reuse actors for different fucking superheroes.
I know. And then just like even like the funny one recently was like,
I'm like,
now they gave Chris Evans, they gave him like
Chris Evans, yeah.
They gave him the like super short like haircut now. Like they're like, oh, Thor doesn't need to have fucking long hair anymore.
No, Chris Evans is
it Chris Evans Captain America? Okay, then who the fuck plays
Thor is
some other douchebag.
Douchebag, come on.
Some other douchebag. I don't know why. I just wanted to say that word.
Fuck, what's his name?
I don't remember.
Oh god. Whatever.
I just say douchebag because I don't like Thor. I hate that character. It's the worst fucking super.
But that actor's dope though. He's funny.
I don't remember him from any other things.
He's been in.
I just really don't like that character. It's so poorly acted too. Like it's just oh, it's so.
That
cringe.
was the one.
Like, that's literally like me getting on my cringe suit. Just like
that was the one I didn't really fuck with was Thor. I actually turned it off watching the original.
Oh yeah,
so boring.
I bet.
And I was like
no thanks.
Just it wasn't convincing.
I'm trying to think.
I didn't get sucked into the Thor world. You know.
It's like what good movies came out this year, 2017.
This year, 2017. Dude, thinking about it, I only saw 3 movies in the theater. It was Wonder Woman.
Still haven't seen it.
Which I liked more than I expected. The girl that plays her killed it.
Yeah, from what I've seen, it's perfect.
Gorgeous.
Yeah.
My God, she plays a goddess. It's like you
are
a goddess.
You can bring me in with that lasso anytime.
And Wonder Woman. And then I watched It.
Right.
And I watched Star Wars.
Right.
Those are the only movies I've gone to the theater.
I'm trying to think about if there was anything I even saw.
But I'm trying to think in between.
Yeah, I don't there's nothing that stands out at me anymore. You know, it's like, oh man, this movie fucking made this year, you know, I don't know. I don't know. Was Logan last year? I think Logan was last year.
Yeah, because it's on Netflix.
And that was one of the that wasn't even the greatest movie. That was just something that stood out to me as a good movie.
It's it's the best that's out.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it's the best superhero movie probably, except Deadpool. I think it's just but even then that's
best
more
superhero movie, you think?
I don't know. I don't know about that. I just think it's one of the most entertaining.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You know.
Oh yeah,
but
it's hilarious.
Yeah, for sure. I'm excited to see what they do with the next one with the proper budget. Speaking of small budgets, they did that one with like no cash.
They were filming it in the summer here in Vancouver, and I remember hearing that one day they were filming, and then this chick was like this stunt person on the motorcycle. Yeah. She fucking died.
Yeah, she fucking died, man. I'll believe it. Because fucking
R.I.P. man, that's crazy.
Dude, that's just nuts, man.
Because like those movies don't exist without Ryan Reynolds. Like he really 100%, pushed 100%. That to get that movie fucking made. So
he accepted and that dog shit role as Deadpool in the first Wolverine Origins movies.
The fight on top of the that was bad.
Just to kind of like further snowball the whole thing though, because he had such a love for the character that he was just like. But yeah, like
which is sick. Again, like what I liked about Deadpool, that he went through the same like the Weapon X program. The same thing that Wolverine went through, right?
Well, because that's true to the story. Because he always was Weapon 10, you know? Yeah. Fucking... Or was it 10 or 11? No, he was 10. Wasn't he? No, because Wolverine was 10. It was Weapon X, wasn't he?
I thought that was just like the name of the...
No, because they went through many iterations to get to fucking Wolverine. And then Deadpool was
I thought that was just like the name of it. Like the Weapon X program was the...
That's what it got it synonymously tied. Like that ended up becoming the name of it, but the simple fact of that is that they had many iterations. X 10. Yeah. Whereas in Logan, the small girl 13.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But then I remember this character from we talked about it before, but Marvel vs. Capcom 3, the fighting game, X-23, that chick.
Yep.
So then
it could be another.
So Weapon X program, but she's the 23rd.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's like weird little shit like that, right? But but fucking I mean, you have to be like at a certain point, you have to be like still kind of true to the comic book lore of it, or like like you've built the story with like your fan base for so long, which was like the weird thing with fucking Disney that had just bought fucking Star Wars. They had just recently said like. All the expanded universe stuff, all that other stuff.
They're like, nah, we'll keep it in mind.
Yeah, they're just like, no, what we got is a thing. Yeah. But dude, did you just hear that they just bought Fox?
Yeah, that's right.
$54 billion.
Jesus.
What?
Yeah.
That like, so Disney owns like everything now. A lot of shit. You want to talk about monopoly? Like, holy fuck.
Yeah. Power moves, dude.
Jeez, man. Like, that was like fucking Kanye's present to Kim for fucking this year. It was just like stocks in Amazon.
What was it?
Netflix,
like the
Apple,
whatever value, Disney. Dollar value of shares, right?
Yeah, it was like $500,000 in stocks. But like, dude, all those stocks that he invested in were like, you're smart. Yep. If you have some cash, put some money in that shit.
Kanye, dude.
Oh yeah. No, he's a smart motherfucker.
People love to hate, but they don't fucking. They don't fact check.
No, nobody fact checks shit.
Yeah.
About anything.
I used to argue with people about shit, but it's just because people don't fact check. Like, dude, like the hip hop battle like argument when people be like fucking rap. Like the amount of times I've had arguments with people when they're like, I can't even believe that's a genre, and I'm just like.
So that's like saying I can't believe that that's a type of food. What? Are you dumb? Like,
and when people just shit, I'm just like, I used to just get infuriated, right? But like years ago, I just walk away. I'm like, you're not worth my like. Why do I have to convince you? Like, no. I know it's fucking awesome. Like,
well, yeah, I feel that way about everything now.
It's just you've already made your fucking mind up about whatever it is. Whether you hate this, you hate that. So it's just like, cool, man. Like, continue to hate it. Us that fuck with it are gonna continue to enjoy it.
Well, it's just like, I've gotten so far removed from that portion of it now, where
like, okay,
where like when I even see something like that, I kind of just like even see the person like there's just like this weird anomaly where like what they're saying like can't even affect me anymore. I'm just like, you're like, so you just, are you like? Does this thing work? Like,
you can't even normal, bro.
Yeah,
like that shit we
you can't
even
normal, about. Bro. Like it is,
Dog,
yeah, it's fucking interesting, man. Fucking
yeah.
And now with the fucking one of these in our pocket, you don't have an excuse to be that dumb anymore.
Oh my god, yeah.
You kind of don't like, or like the one thing with that is like you have to be willing to accept that you're wrong nowadays, because at any point in time you can be like, you can't just be like spout nonsense anymore, because anybody can just like call you
fact
on it.
Check.
Yeah, and then you're just like, oh yeah, right, which is kind of funny because I spout nonsense on this podcast
imagine this
all day. But
imagine this, you know how like when you have your phone and you're like, hey Siri, or like you can ask a question. Whoops. I knew it would do it. But imagine if it got to the point where you didn't have to ask it.
Yeah.
Right? So say it's like, you know how people say like sometimes like when you're using your laptop, people like tape the webcam because it's watching you, or people can hack in and watch you and shit. So like imagine the same with your phone where it's always listening. So imagine if you're saying shit and it fact checks it for you. So imagine if you're like, yo, in fucking 73 when that shit happened, and then, or like the alien thing we're just saying, right? I'm like, oh, is it 78? And imagine if Siri's like, actually it was 79.
Well, they'll get to a point where
actually like I just thought of that now, but I could see that being a thing.
Yeah. Well, it'll get to the next point where is the next supposed interface is going to be neurological or something like that anyways. So it's going to be like those little thoughts that are in your head about, oh, maybe what was 78, 79? There's going to be another thought that comes in. It's going to be Siri. Like it's going to be like fucking like it'll be Siri's voice going, no, it was 79. And you're like, oh, okay, thanks Siri. So like, it's not even going to be like the medium point of like having to say it aloud. Like it'll just be like, oh yeah, cool. Here's the information brought up on your visual interface that is your eyeballs. It's like, what? You're just like walking around like the whole thing's already just.
Dude, I also watched the new Blade Runner movie.
I still need to fucking see it.
Oh, okay. I won't say anything.
How was it though?
It was
I just want to see it for the visuals.
Like I watched the original last year for the first time.
Yeah, me too.
It was one of those ones that I just like never got around to watching it.
Likewise.
But yeah, I watched it. Yeah, maybe like a year and a half ago. I watched it for the first time, and then I watched the new one, which was cool because when I watched the old one, it wasn't like announced that the new one was coming.
Right.
So just like it just happened that like after I watched it, a little bit after.
Coincidence.
I was like, oh shit, like that's cool. I watched the first one.
So happened to have watched the first.
So I'm like, oh, cool. But I won't say anything about it then if you haven't watched it. But visually, like, wow.
Yeah.
That's like the cinematography of it, like some of the shots that they use and the colors, like the whole tone, like the color tone of that movie.
Right.
It's very
the color science.
It's very like satisfying. Yeah. It's like it's nice to look at, like, you know, there's like really saturated colors, and like shit's just kind of turned up a little bit.
Back to what we both seem to love so much is they actually did a lot of set design and actual practical effects for that.
And it shows. There's a couple scenes, again, I won't say. There's a couple scenes that I'm just like, fuck, that's actually that thing in that element that's going on. Where
they'll do and what we were talking about with the
there's some sick
like
costumes
this, like
in that.
It's literally almost like what we talked about with that old Star Wars scene with the painted glass. They do that shit properly with, when it's done properly in new movies, it's like build a whole crazy set, but then when the expanded portion needs to be expanded, then it's animated.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, it's still continuity. It's just not like, yo, we're sitting here on a green couch and like, fuck off. Come on, just build a fucking couch.
I mean, there's lots of CGI, obviously, because
but when it's
because
done,
of what that movie is, like you can't film space.
You intermingle them properly.
Yeah.
And the reason that I had brought up Spider-Man earlier was the simple fact that in the first Spider-Man, that was when animation wasn't so good that they could rely on it yet.
Yeah.
So they were trying to find when they could cut it in to like not let your brain or to like let your brain be tricked. So they'd have him physically swinging, but then when it would go to like one certain frame behind a building or certain things, they would like find certain ways to cut it in where your brain's already on the train of like, oh cool, this physical thing's actually happening. Like you're already convinced, and in it mixing a little bit of, you know. So then it was like,
it's the transitions.
Yeah, but when all of a sudden there's nothing there to even like get your brain hooked into that reality from the get-go, you're just like, oh, is this?
Yeah, you're like fucking, right away. Yeah.
What am I grabbing onto here? Like, and then you're like, the story? Nope. Because a lot of these movies don't rely on their story anymore. It's like, so it gets hard, right? But yeah, fucking. I even through this whole time, I can't really think of any movies from 2017 that are like.
Oh, Alien Covenant.
I still haven't seen it.
That one was good. That one was good.
I should watch that. See, this is the kind of shit that I need to start doing, where it's like do a roundup of all the things from a year past, and then let's like get a weekend of crushing that year past, so that I can't do the like 3 years from now be like, oh, I should have watched this. You know what I mean? Just get that year's just like, media done.
What came out, and then be like, okay, I'll watch that.
Because time. Well, dude, it's the same thing. Like the approach that I had with Christmas this year was that I actually had to take that time to enjoy it, because it was everything came and went so fast.
Yeah.
That if I didn't take the time, set up my place, watch Christmas movies, physically. Dealing with acid reflux, physically putting myself in that Christmas space, then I wouldn't have, like, it just would have been another like just on she goes.
You could easily just not done it.
So I'm like trying to take that approach with stuff more now, where I'm like, okay, no, like put myself in the moment, rather than, it was like what I was saying with like it's every day is a new day. You know what I mean? It's not just like, well, mull through this week. Oh, there goes another year. There goes another year.
The week thing is super common.
Dude. Well, it was like what we were saying before the podcast started. Like, how many people have been looking forward to New Year's Eve for months?
Yeah.
Like, that's the night that I tie one on. We've been planning this party for months. Blah blah blah. Like
fucking this year sucked. I can't wait to just get black. I'm gonna get fucking alcohol poisoning.
I didn't even fucking think about that one. I used to have that attitude so much. Right? Where it was just like, fuck this year, start a new one. Fucking I'm gonna just get fresh start, fuck drunk, bro. Like, whereas like now I want to be able to take the approach where I'm like fucking like, fresh start. Like, look what I did this year.
Yeah.
Let's make that seem like shit by the end of next year. And like, let's just go. Like, let's get her done.
Yeah.
You know? So fucking I'm fucking excited for 2018, man. Like, it's gonna be a good year.
Yes, it's gonna be good. Yeah. Wasn't a big fan of 2017.
Yeah, it was I
don't fuck with odd numbers, so like as I've said, the 2017 I went in and I was fucking that one in that 7, I don't like that.
Yeah. Well, the thing was, is like I went into it like, I mean, like, I don't know, like I always feel like I'm on some kind of a fucking struggle. Like, that's just the way my brain works. It's like, like puts it, like whether it's there or not, it like almost.
But I feel like there's so many, like, for me at least, there's so many like obstacles and struggles in 2017 that I'm just like, fuck, I just tested 2017 tested me so hard.
Well, that was literally what I was
like,
gonna
2018 say. Like, fucking bring it, like, I'm ready. You know?
Well, that was pretty much my point about what that year was for myself, was that same thing. I had some pretty fucked up struggles amongst the shit,
a lot of bullshit, man.
Where it almost made me, or it did make me
question like what you're doing.
It made me question what I was doing, but then make myself 100% more solidified about what I want to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? About, okay, no. These are the avenues I want to take. This is what I want to do with my life. These are the fucking things that I like, are really passionate about, that I know like provide value to other people. You know what I mean? Because it's not, it's one thing to just have all these things that make you go, you know what I mean? But actually trying to find some value and like provide shit, you know, while you're here.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's the least that we can do. Like, nobody knows what the fuck this old life thing's about, the meaning of life per se,
the
right?
matrix you live in.
Yeah. So it's like, I don't know, the least that I've been able to take out of it is that you have to be able to enjoy yourself while you're here, and then like all amongst doing that, try to provide some value, give something that actually contributes towards like fucking, you know, like whether it be like your own skills, providing like insight to something that other people didn't know, or
like, just, I mean, like stuff you have on your like life resume, you know what I mean? Like you look back and you're like, oh, this I did. It's like, or were you just fucking autopilot mode for 30 something years at that one job that you hated?
Exactly.
Like,
and don't anybody take me saying that like that means that they have to take the creative road or the entrepreneurial road or any of these other things. Like that could be something simple as just like a person being like a fucking garbage man, but like loving doing that and knowing, like doing it to the best of his ability so that it's actually providing that, like, you know what I mean?
It's self-satisfaction.
It's like nobody likes the fucking garbage man who like leaves their garbage cans like lid over here,
and you're
garbage
like,
can.
You're like, why is my can like fucking 20 feet away? Like,
this is my neighbor's
down.
can.
Yeah.
Like you couldn't even like. It's the simple things where it's just like, I know that's just like a weird little like example, but it's like that same thing. Like, just take pride in what you do. Know that it is actually like in some form probably like providing value to some people, and you'll be able to get something back from that, not just a paycheck. I don't know. That's, like I say, don't have a fucking clue what's going on while we're here, but that's the least I can try to figure out. It's like fucking, you know.
Yeah, I mean, like they say with fucking people that are champions, right? It's like no matter what you're doing, you do it to the best of your ability.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, like if I worked at McDonald's, I would, you know what I mean? I would still try my best.
Yeah, you just show, because what's the point of
while
just
you're there?
Yeah,
right?
just showing up.
I'll make them the best looking shit.
Yeah,
This burger's gonna look like the fucking picture.
Hell yeah, fucking turn it into a little game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, because like that's even like, I don't know, my other favorite, like, I'll
the
look
game
on it.
thing is huge.
The
Like,
video
when
game.
you're like, no, just like the games you do with yourself.
Yeah.
Where you're like, I'm gonna see like how many I could do perfect, or like how many I could do in this amount of time, or like you try to like outdo. You do little games and like outdo yourself. You know what I mean?
For
like,
sure.
To help pass the time.
I think that's like the further extrapolation of like the big one that I always like. The theory of like that we like living inside a video game, essentially. Like, I love that one so much, where it's like, it's pretty much like you're the creator of your own like destiny or whatever kind of thing, where it's like, you know, you get to level 200 in a video game by going out into that field and fucking grinding and whacking down fucking grass and hitting all those enemies. And but the people who became those champions were the ones that grinded,
found something, grinded, and just stuck with it.
Put in that 25 years worth of work before it took off. You know what I mean? Like, it's the shit that we always end up talking about.
And it's like, just like, it may never work though. It may never take off.
Exactly.
But it's just like,
but the satisfaction will be there of like, at least you fucking tried.
If you like to do it, then
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's for sure, man. Fucking yeah. It's fucking, and like I've seen the opposite end of it so much though, where people come to the end of their life, retire, and then they don't last much long after they retire. Like, literally like die like 5 years later, because it's like
they're so bored.
Pretty much, you have no purpose.
Yeah.
You know, when the soul has no purpose, man.
I think that's probably like a super common thing, hey, when people retire and then they just have all this time and they're like, where you wake up and you're like, oh, I don't have to put on my uniform. Like,
it freaked my dad out. Because my dad was a firefighter for 37 years.
What am I gonna do today?
Right, yeah. 37 years doing something. And he said it to me one time where he goes, like he was in shock when he retired.
I think
he said like
what you're about to say.
Yeah, I'm a civilian now.
It's like, I'm just one of these people.
Yeah.
Right. And that's the shit where like, that's like the high school mentality, you know, when people are like, you know, it's the cliques and people are like, oh, I'm the shit, like super popular, like jock or whatever. But then you get out of high school and you're like,
oh no, I'm just a person.
Oh yeah, you're just you're starting at the bottom again.
Fucking pea in the pod, man. Like,
yeah.
And that's the cool part though, is like when you can realize that and embrace that, it's like, yo, no, we are just all people, man. Like, that's it. Yeah. Anybody who's ever made it, anybody who's ever had those creative ideas, anybody who thought up these crazy sets for fucking movies and shit. Mm-hmm. It's all just people, man. Somebody who's pursued some shit. Yeah. Maybe had a little extra reinforcement, blah, blah, blah.
I watched really cool this thing on Netflix last night. It's called Chef's. It was the Chef's Table one, I think. You ever see those?
I haven't watched that one specifically, but I know what Chef's Table is.
I'm pretty sure it was the Chef's Table one, but it's the Netflix original thing.
Okay.
And they spotlight certain chefs in each episode. And this one I watched last night of this guy, it shows him where he's at. Right. So it starts off, it shows him in an art gallery. And he's looking at these huge canvases, like crazy, like abstract paintings.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
And it starts off with he's looking at it, and then it's the voiceover. And he's saying how he goes and he looks at art and gets inspired. And then he thinks of like a blank canvas as a plate, right?
Right.
And he's like, he was always envious of artists could have huge canvases, and he's like, but why are chefs limited to a plate?
Right.
That amount of like real estate to work with.
Yeah.
Right. He's like, you're so limited, right? So he's envious of artists that could just paint on these huge things, right? So he's like, why can't I plate something on something huge, right?
Yeah.
So he's like, what if we had like tablecloths we could eat off of? So he would use the whole table as the plate and just spread it out. And like he would
old school feast.
They would, when they put like a drop of something, they'll use the spoon and spread it. They do drizzles and like, so he does like these big crazy.
So like dipping into the fucking tablecloth and shit.
Like it's cool. Like, so these pieces of art he makes basically that you can eat. Then it goes into his restaurant, which is super crazy. Like some of the things he makes, like how elaborate they are, and they're almost like little pieces of art. The way it's plated, some are plated, and they're like crazy looking plates, or they have like flavored scents that are on something. Or there's one where they had this. It looked like this little like set where it was like they had like a sprig of rosemary as like this bush. And they had this charcoal fire burning. It was like on the side while they were eating something.
Right.
And then someone comes out and they open the charcoal, and then it's like chicken that was wrapped in like seaweed. So it looks like a piece of charcoal.
Yeah.
So they had no idea the whole time that their second meal was cooking beside them. They thought it was just a prop. Then they deconstructed, they cut the chicken, and they plate it for the 4 people. And then within it, there's other things that are wrapped and that have been cooking as well. And then they piece together and make like another piece of art for you to eat.
Yeah.
But it was really cool, and
just somebody's trying to take their own approach to it. You know?
What was really interesting that they didn't get to later in is like looking at the guy. He had a super thin neck, and he kind of looked like he was sick, So like I was like, oh, maybe he just looks like that. But I was like in the back of my mind, I was like, oh, I wonder, like, maybe something happened to him at some point. Like, he almost, like, looked like he had cancer or something. That's what I was thinking. Like throat cancer or something. And then later on, they got to it, and he was saying, like, throughout his struggle working at different restaurants and, like, these chefs he would work under were, like, limiting his creative process. They're like, oh, no, you can't do something like that. That's too crazy.
Right.
And he'd be like, looked up to these people. He's like, "Hey, fuck you, I'm out." Like, we'd go to another restaurant. Like, and it showed his grind, right? And so, anyways, he was working at this one restaurant. It was like super stressed and stuff. And this guy that invested with him into building his restaurant was like, one day was looking at him and he was like, yo, man, like, you okay? He's like, he looked like he was like a junkie. Like, he was getting super thin. His hair was falling out. And the guy was just like, yo, like, are you okay? Like, you look like you're getting worn out. And he was like, yeah, he's like, I got this fucking tongue thing. Like, it's like my tongue's killing me. I can't eat. I can't drink. It's like it hurts. And he's like, huh. And he said he went to like the dentist, and they like were looking at his tongue, and they thought it was something, whatever. He had like these spots on his tongue. And so when the guy pulled him aside, he's like, dude, let me see your tongue. He's like, I know it sounds weird. He's like, but fucking show me, like, what the fuck does your tongue look like? And he looked at it and he was like, dude, he's like, you need to go to like a doctor, not your dentist.
Yeah.
They went in, checked his shit out. He had to do like a biopsy. And then so then the chef is sitting in front of the camera, and he's like, he then was explaining what's going on. He's like, yeah, I got a phone call one day, and they were like, oh, we got your results. Come in to get your results, right? And he was like, oh, well, just tell me. Yeah. Like, you're on the phone with me right now saying you have my results, just tell me, right? And they're like, yeah, no, we can't. You need to come in. And he was like, okay, whatever. So he went in, and they were like, yeah, you got like stage 4 cancer. So like that's why his tongue was so fucked and it hurt and stuff, and that's why his hair was like starting to thin out, and he was getting kind of sick.
The fucking cancer is winning.
They were like, yeah, we need to remove, I think he said 70% of your tongue. They needed to remove part of his jaw and like the sides of your neck. they're like, we need to remove that, and then you have a 70% chance that you're still gonna die.
Yeah, you're just like, yay, and thanks.
He's like, what? Right? And
I mean, you're gonna try it because it's like,
he didn't want to though.
Yeah.
He's like, and then I have a 70% chance of dying still, and he's just like, he said they left and they went to like eat at like, or no, they left and went to a bar and they got like a pitcher of margaritas and they're just like drinking. And he basically was telling his friend, he's like, yeah, fuck it, I'm gonna die. Like, I don't want to go through it. This is stupid.
Yeah.
So his friend did like this write-up thing about it, and then this university read it, got in contact with them, and they were like, yo, I think we can help you come in. So they do a test on him, they confirm that what he has, and they're like, yeah, no, we can help you. He's like, we're pretty sure we can fight this cancer with chemo, and then you'll have a 70% chance of recovery. So he was like, okay, going from all, he's like, literally they switched it.
Yeah,
I need to go through all these surgeries, then I have a 70% chance of dying. He's like, now these people are telling me 2 days later they have this thing that will cure it, and I have a 70% chance of success.
Medical science is always that weird ass one too, where you're like, if I just wait a little bit longer, there will probably be
2 days later. And it was because his friend wrote this thing and just like posted it, right? So he went through with it, boom, survived. But one of the drawbacks was he was like now like a super successful chef. He lost his sense of taste completely.
Yeah. He's like fucking.
So he's like it was so ironic. He's like, being a chef, he's like, I could no longer cook because I can't taste what I'm cooking.
It's like that DJ Pete Tong who lost his fucking hearing and still made beats afterwards.
So, and then you would do it from memory. So what he was doing was, he's like, he would make stuff, and then, you know, you have your kitchen staff.
Yeah.
They'd be tasting like new things, and he'd be like, no, he's like, that needs more salt, right? And then he would just be, no, that doesn't taste right. And then he would look up, and everyone would kind of be looking at him, and he's like, it has enough salt, doesn't it? And everyone's like, and he's like, fuck, right? Then he like really hit him, and he's like, I can't fucking cook anymore, right? My taste is gone. And then he really realized how important your staff is to the success of a restaurant, right?
Fucking anything, man.
So then what he would do was, when he would come up with ideas, is he would use his memory as his taste, right? So he would come up with a dish, think how flavors would work, and then he would work with them to create the new dishes, right? And he's like, I want this to taste like the saltiness of this dish, and like, so he would describe other dishes he's had in the past, and they would be like, okay, I know exactly what you mean. And that's how he would work with it.
That's pretty dope.
And then after a long amount of time, he said one day he was having a cup of coffee and he was tasting it, and he didn't really realize, and he was like, whoa, like, this is really fucking sweet. And then he took another sip, and he's like, whoa, he's like, this coffee is really sweet. And he's like, I can taste sugar. It just like hit him one day, and he realized it. And then he's like, a couple months later, same thing happened with salt. And then he put a bunch of salt on his tongue, and he's like, whoa, I can taste salt. And he's like, and it slowly came back, and he got his fucking taste back.
That's fucking crazy, dude.
Amazing.
Dude, fucking bodies are insane. Yeah. Like, fucking, well, that thing, like I say, I just kind of briefly brought it up. It reminded me of that. Have you ever seen that movie? It's called All Gone Pete Tong. It's about a fucking DJ.
Never even heard of that. But that's the episode you're talking about when the guy loses his hearing?
He loses his hearing, and he's like a world-renowned DJ. Nice. And then he continues making beats by feeling the bass. So he, like, in the movie, like, straps a pair of sandals on top of subwoofers. So he sits there at his DJ station,
touching this,
and his feet are on top of subwoofers, and he's surrounded by
his feet are
on subwoofers, and he uses that as his sense of monitoring. Whoa, and he would continue to make beats in the computer and shit. And then he went and fucking toured deaf, and like this whole thing, and so it's like a good movie too, because it's like an adaptation.
That sounds
of a
like
story.
It would be on Netflix.
It
like
is.
Is it okay?
Totally
Yeah.
Is
it a Netflix original?
No. It's fucking. At least I don't think it was. It's been around for a while, but it's that same kind of thing where people can just be like, okay, I lost that. Let's adapt.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like the ultimate adapt. Like not even like we're talking about people that are losing their jobs and shit. And they're like, no. I'm losing the thing that
chef that loses his taste.
Yeah.
He's like uses his memory of taste to continue to cook.
Yeah.
Then you get a music producer that loses his hearing. He's like, okay, I'm gonna feel this shit.
Yeah, I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
What?
Fuck yeah, man.
Yeah, it's just so cool, man. So like where there's a will, there's a way. You just gotta fucking apply yourself.
Yeah.
You know, like I
wonder what else, right? Like someone like a painter losing his sight.
There's a really cool one that I know of. His name's now Chair Slayer. He's a Canadian guy.
Chair Slayer?
Chair Slayer, that's his nickname.
Oh.
He fucking was all into extreme sports and stuff before, got paralyzed riding dirt bikes, and fucking was just like, all right, fuck it. I still love doing all this stuff, so I'm gonna make a drift car with all hand controls. So fucking now he's made this whole system that basically has it's a steering wheel, but it has this extra little throttle bar that comes off the side. That this is when you pull down, it's gas. When you push forward, it's brake. Has a little actuated finger lever for the clutch. Then when he pulls in the clutch, it fucking hydraulically engages the whole clutch and allows him to do clutch kicks and stuff like in a drift car. And then he's got a proper handbrake. That when he pulls the handbrake, it automatically engages the clutch. So he's got these whole systems that he's developed on his own.
Shit.
And now is like sponsored by all these big companies and has the Chair Slayer Foundation, where he goes around at all these massive drift events and gets other people who are like paraplegics and paralyzed and stuff to come out and get some seat time and learn how all this stuff works.
Dude.
And like, it's so fucking sick.
That's like because my dad sails, right?
Yeah.
When he used to sail down in Jericho Beach, the Jericho Sailing Club, they have a lot of they have like a disabled sailing section that they do.
Right. Because you can do all that stuff with hand controls.
Yeah. And dude, get this. So sick. There's even quadriplegics that can sail.
Yeah.
And it's like tubes that they blow into and shit that control stuff. It's like I remember like when I was super young, my dad explained this stuff to me and I was like just fucking blows your mind, dude.
So it's just like it's just straight up where there's a will, there's a way.
Yeah.
So here's fucking
like
Chair
there's
Slayer.
No excuse, man.
That's Chair Slayer right there. And he's fucking.
This is his fucking.
Yeah,
this is his whip.
Fucking, it's so badass. And now he's sponsored by all these fucking massive companies. Has his foundation. He's a Canadian dude, by the way.
Where's he from?
Toronto, I believe. And fucking, was it Toronto or is it?
Damn, look at that car.
Yeah, so like all the fucking crazy hand controls and shit. And he's out there shredding with all these fucking like pros and stuff.
So. The steering's on the opposite side.
That's because it's Japanese-based Nissan. So the OG style for the
his
fucking
bumper just flew off.
Yeah, fucking drift damage. Fucking so the Nissan 180SX is a car that was imported from Japan. So in its original styling, it was a right-hand drive. So he wanted to go fucking full OG shit, right? And it's especially since you don't have to worry about your legs and other shit. And it also just made more sense for him in the sense where like his strong arm is his right hand. You can do all because he's basically steering the whole time one-handed while doing all of his controls with the left. And it's fucking sick, man. Like drifting is one of like my favorite things. It's just led into that through my evolution of extreme sports and stuff like that. Like drifting is hands down one of my favorite things. And to see something like that where he is just like, all right, legs don't work, let's find a way.
Chair Slayer. What's his name again?
Fucking Chris Parsons, I believe.
Chris Parsons.
Fucking. Let me. I hope I didn't get that wrong. Rob Parsons. Damn it. I feel like an asshole.
Rob Parsons. Okay.
Rob Chair Slayer Parsons. But yeah, so fucking super awesome fucking steez, man. But it's just like one of those things where it's just like
it's inspirational, man.
Inspirational as fuck, man. And then some people get behind him and give him like a little bit of extra shit. And now it's like over the last couple of years, the whole thing's blown up huge. And like, so, you know, man, fucking,
that's cool.
It's fucking badass. One of those things where it's just like, you feel like a bitch some mornings, and then you see something, you're like, oh, okay, I should
Something
probably,
like that. Yeah.
I should probably find a way
For
to
sure,
get this
right?
done.
Like, what's my excuse for
being
a
little
Debbie
lazy
Downer
bugger
today?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Fuck that shit.
Yeah, man.
But
sick.
Fucking
Chair Slayer.
I haven't heard from him in a while, but fucking apparently he's been like, just like, because he's been going, like I say, the last couple of years for that guy have been so balls to the walls that like last thing I heard about him, like they like people had to force him to go home to take a couple months R&R for the holidays. Like, dude, like just go relax for a bit. You haven't for years. You haven't done shit, because it's just like when shit takes off, man, you got to run with it, right? So that's fucking prep for the fucking best, and fucking you never know what happens. Fuck. But fuck, man.
Who's that other one? Is that like his homie that films him or something?
Which one?
There was like it showed the other videos like with him.
Oh, there?
Or maybe that was just like another suggested. That dude.
This guy hurt?
Video, yeah. Is that just someone random, or is that someone with him?
They have basically one of my favorite channels on YouTube is the Hoonigans, and it's like it's a clothing lifestyle brand that is mixed in with the automotive industry, and like just like being idiots with cars and shit, and anything that's like literally anything that has to do with automotive, like they're into. But then now their channel, they'll like just freaking like have people show up and do donuts in their fucking parking lot, do like drifting in their parking lot and shit, and like all this stuff, and like it's just nonsense. They have a channel.
It's just nonsense.
It's literally nonsense. It's so awesome. And but anyways, they have a show called The Unprofessionals that's Chair Slayer and Hurt, and they go to events and stuff and like go drift and show you the back like the background scene of drifting, of like, you know, like having it,
what
like,
goes on.
Yeah, just like from building your car up to like the maintenance you have to do afterwards, to the bullshit and shit, and it's
shit people don't tell you.
Yeah, like how much money it costs and all that other stuff. But yeah, it's really fucking cool. Like where I was fucking that's you were wondering who Hurt was in the thing. So yeah, fucking like to watch even over the last, how long would that have been? Probably 4 or 5 years. Like Hoonigan started, I remember seeing the company when it started. I remember like getting a little like glimpse into it from the Ken Block videos, like the Jim Conner videos and stuff. It was always like that. Ken Block's actually part owner of Hoonigan.
Okay.
So that's like part his brand. So it's like fucking like got like a little insight to it, and then like I started kind of following the brand because I was like, yo, like I fuck with these guys and they're ideal. Like they're just you know, like they're trying to promote a culture around this whole thing. And like I always loved following Hurt from the beginning, because he has one of my dream cars through all of its stages. But then
what's your dream car?
Well, it's just the way that he built it. It's fucking his, I'll just even show you.
Is it like literally the car, and then he decked out the car that you wanted, like super sick, so you want it more?
No,
or just
it's just done properly.
Just the
it's
one
just
he's
an amazing
done.
build. It's an RX-7 FD that looks like an 8, like basic RX-7 FDs look like an 80s Camaro, but a lot smaller. And I've only ever owned this video is not what I'm looking for, and it's fucking up. Awesome. That's great.
It's always when you want it. Well, yeah, totally.
That's real nice.
Does not compute.
So but anyways, I lost where I was going because the internet
dream car.
Yeah, I still don't remember where that was going. I knew that's what I was talking about. But just like watching their company blow up, and then like to the point of now where their company is at. They finally decided to do daily videos at the beginning of this year, I believe it was. And now they're at like 1.5 million subscribers or something crazy like that, just because like they did it properly. They've got like they're consistent. They've got video like creators and editors on, like they've got a team of people that make sure this shit comes out. And then like they make some damn entertaining videos, man. Like they'll do like little like field trip videos, and like they'll hold like team piles.
Is this like field trips to like expos and
events, or like
and
events and shit like that, or whatever, right? So fucking, but it's to the point now where like companies are starting to bring them cool shit.
Okay.
Because they're like, oh, you guys have so many subscribers now. Oh, 1.25. Yeah. So that's still getting up there.
Just,
you know, fuck. YouTube is such a weird place, man. When you start getting into the numbers game, like there's people that I watch that have like, well, I mean, I watch PewDiePie all the time. It's 58 million subscribers. What?
Yeah.
Like
so many people.
That's a lot of fucking people, dude. So fucking yeah, and it's like they fucking how many videos did they put out now? They're up to like 187.
Is YouTube okay? So like other platforms, right, where they have like bots, like Instagram or Twitter, right, where every now and again they'll do like a sweep, and if you have like all these fake accounts that follow you, is that the same? Is there like fake accounts on YouTube too?
Yeah, there definitely is. I mean, but it's not the same because in order to have like your YouTube page, it has to be like connected to a Google page, and then I think even your Facebook, I believe, I forget how it works. You have to have a Google account, and then from there you have to like. Whereas with fucking Instagram and other stuff, you just have to have an email. You know what I mean? Like there's like not like that extra bit of verification process in it, so it gets a little bit harder to do it.
Okay.
But I remember there was definitely stuff like that where like I remember it being fucking people getting fake subscribers, fake views, the whole thing, right? But
fake views.
Oh yeah, yeah.
What?
Yeah, there's
How do they fake that?
There's view farming where it's kind of the same thing where it's like
view farming.
Yeah, it's the same thing with like farming for Instagram and stuff like that. They've done different people media outlets on YouTube and in the internet in general have done stories on this. Essentially, like there will be different places in like Russia and other places across the border where they'll have a wall of like cell phones that they'll basically have, and then another table filled with all these SIM cards, and then you'll pay them X amount of money, and they'll now go through to these, put the SIM cards in each different phone, and then like your photos from thousands of different phones.
So it's like the kid in the elevator just like pressing all the floors. It's
pretty
like
much
they're pressing like on all these different phones.
Yeah.
Your account
so you're getting real likes, but you're paying for likes.
That's fucked.
And so they have that same shit for view farming, where it's just like rooms filled with computers, and then people just fucking play your video with computers that are all set up on like they have the IP fucking creators.
But those are real. Those are like. I mean, I guess it's fake, but someone's still actively having to do it. It's not just like I don't know, some thing set up where it just like will automatically do it. It's like someone's actually having to still do that.
Oh yeah. That's what's called farming.
Oh, that's fucked.
Yeah, and that's how that shit happens. Yeah. So when you get all these companies and shit that follow you or on Instagram or whatever, like I had this one buddy of mine that would always like, I had to have the heart to tell him until eventually one day I did, where he was like, oh man,
look at this chick following me.
Yeah, this chick followed me. This company just followed me. Dude, this fucking drifter just followed me. And I'm like, hey, go look tomorrow. They won't be following you. Like that's just a ploy. Like that's how it works. Because see how excited you were that they followed you.
Oh, you fucking instant follow back.
Yeah, and like all that shit. Like they have like the ones where it's like, I mean, I've fucked with them before. At one point with one of my things, it was like just to like see what it was all about. Where it was like, it's a bot. It does the stuff that you would regularly do, like sit down, like other people's photos, but it chooses what kind of photos you want to like, and then it sends out likes, and then it'll allegedly, there's all alleged,
like it does it for you.
Yeah, so it all does it for you. It sets how much time, and there's time parameters of how much it likes, the comments it leaves on people's pages, who it follows, how many people it unfollows every hour based against how many people it follows, to keep a natural algorithm going, so that Instagram doesn't know that it's a fucking, like, dude, it's greasy. There's so many fucking back ends of that shit, so that when you see somebody nowadays that has that 220,000, a lot of times and then we all know the ones too where the person has 30,000 and they follow 40.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh yeah, that's real right there. You know, like, what? That makes no sense. Like, how can you feel good about that? Like, yeah, I built up a good audience by following. Not even, they don't even like the amount that follows me doesn't even exceed the amount that I follow. Like, that's so fucking weird.
Yeah, they just do it to get their numbers.
Yeah, just because like, well, but did you see how many follow me though? Like,
yeah.
But
Yeah. If you follow 1 million people, then
yeah, of course. I mean, I've got 100,000 followers.
Yeah.
It's sick, bro.
It's one way to do it, I guess.
Yeah, right. Yeah. But yeah, the fucking my whole thing that I'm taking from 2017 is like the proof is in the pudding that if you're like 150% about like, yeah, that definitely is, right? Like, I wonder where that saying actually comes from.
Like, what does that really mean though?
That'd be
the literal pudding.
Probably.
You know, you're like,
but is that with this year really proved again that I have acid reflux. That
acid reflux is fucking real.
Is real. Is that if you're passionate about something and you fucking do it to like the best of your ability, that's gonna like you. If you keep to it, there's a good chance that'll actually find your way.
And if like
at least for a minute, at least, you know what I mean. Like
even if you put like a solid year into like one thing,
oh my god,
like you'll be so good at that one thing.
Oh my god, so good.
Whether it's like cooking something, like
mental discipline,
making something,
yeah, dude.
Making a healthier choice and like working out or like diet or
but you're such a long time. No, it's not.
Or like getting good at fucking like, you know, like scratching.
Yeah.
You do spend a year fucking
my god, dude.
Just like
literally if you
scratching, you're gonna be so good
a day of that for a year.
Just shit like insane. That, yeah.
So that's definitely the big thing I'm trying to take out of this year into the next is just like, all right, I fucking went through a bunch of bullshit, know what I want to do, and I've seen that we're in the best time to make what you want to do actually happen.
Fucking plausible.
Yeah,
anything's plausible.
For fucking reals, like, right?
Understand nothing's off limits if it's on this earth.
Yeah, it's the shit that they told us that when we were kids, and then for like for some reason 20-year period, everybody was like, ugh. And then the internet came along and fucked everything up and was like, okay, no. It is possible. The world is a small ass fucking place now. Like, so fucking I'm hyped as fuck for this upcoming year, dude.
Yeah, man. Like I said, 2017 was not my favorite, but
guess what?
It's the last couple hours.
There's freaking there's 10 and a half hours left of this day. Don't worry.
So
fucking year's gone.
Yeah.
Later, bitch.
I'll make it count. And yeah, man, I'm excited for 2018.
Fuck yeah.
Hopefully everyone is, and
if not, fucking
let's get
turn that
it.
shit around. Fucking
get it. Yeah.
Get your big boy pants on and fucking or big person pants. Let's be politically.
Yeah. Big human pants.
Get your big people pants on and fucking go kick some ass. It's like fucking
yeah, man.
You can get yourself stuck in a rut for way too long, or you can just make some fucking shit happen. You know, fuck it. You don't know how long this shit lasts, so. But yeah, on that fucking note, I mean, I guess we're almost fucking 2 hours here. You got any fucking you going partying on the town tonight, friend?
No, man.
Yeah.
I'm chilling. I'm working on shit. So
word. That's good. That's good fucking news. I saw that one that you're working on. That's fucking huge, man. It's like you know, fucking. I'm just saying, but damn, working on some different mediums.
Different shit, man. In the works.
And that's the way to do it, man. Like fucking, and that's the other thing I've fucking ever know, but like have been pushing harder than ever as of late is just that like trying some new things. You know what I mean?
That's kind of I've been doing lots of research on stuff the last like 2 months.
Yeah.
Just like techniques, mediums, and applying them newly to what I want to do and try shit. So,
well, because it's like what you got ideas up here.
Yeah.
So it's finding ways or tools for that belt.
To help
execute you, to help get you there, right?
Yeah, exactly. So 2018, I'm gonna just really focus on making shit.
Yeah, create more
and kind of just like catch people off guard with shit. So
hell yeah. This will be the first little hint action of it, but fucking me and this guy got another little new something in the works for fucking 2018 as well. That's all you'll get.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned, fam.
Soon to come.
Yeah, on that note, fucking you can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Bigfoot_life. I'm always throwing shit up there randomly.
Always creating.
Always on some fucking tip. So fucking I hope y'all have a fucking awesome evening. Go party it up if that's your fucking thing.
If you want. Have it fun, easy if that's your thing. Be safe.
Hell yeah. You know what? I'll even put the little bit be safe on the side tonight. Fucking go out, be reckless. Just loose. make sure you come home with all your limbs intact. Maybe a little injury's all right. I like to get a little wild on fucking New Year's back in my day.
Yeah, as long as it's not someone
Wake up under somebody else's porch the next morning, you know. Fucking it's all good.
As long as you don't hurt anyone else.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Keep it within. If you hurt yourself a little bit along the way, it might be all right. Just have some fun. Come home with your limbs.
Make some memories, people.
Exactly, fam. Fucking yeah. So that's it for 2017. Final podcast.
Yes, sir.
Final episode of Deep Sea Podcast 2017. We'll see y'all 2018.
We out. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, fams. We're out.